big opportunity, because the things that feel hard, that feel challenging, that feel uncomfortable are the things that are going to grow you the most. And a big opportunity for Brieske to come out and show what she is made of for her team here in her home field.
2-1 to Cassidy Pickering. That gets away from Riley Valentine, making her first start of the series behind home plate for Alabama. It is an Oklahoma offense that is top 5 in the country in a host of categories, including runs scored, home runs. But this team's specialty is getting on base however they can. Top 5 in the country in walks and on-base percentage. 3-2 to Pickering. And she goes down on strikes.
Look, if you're Jocelyn Brieske, you have to be able to push yesterday to the side and focus on today. She's going to really work her drop ball at 62% of the time, the rise ball that she just got the strikeout on at 21% of the time, and her curveball 7% of the time. But the pitch that she will need to keep these hitters off balance is a changeup that she doesn't throw very much, but she can throw it well. It is, however, the same pitch that Maya Bland hit for the go-ahead home run yesterday.
Nelly McEnroe Marinas, the redshirt freshman from Hawaii, has been on a tear in SEC play to this point. Chopper to the left side, scooped it short, and a nice play by Saylin Hawkins. Sidearm sling to first, 2 down.
And I want to show you this changeup that Brieske can work down in the zone alongside her drop ball. So that drop ball at 62% of the time that she can locate down in the zone, and that changeup she can spot very well. Again, not a pitch that she leans on a lot, but a pitch that she needs, and she can throw well when she needs to.
2 away now for Ella Parker. It was interesting. We chatted with Patty Gasso, the Oklahoma head coach, before this game, and we asked, what was the difference late in the game against Alabama pitching compared to the first 5 innings? She said we went up with a plan to attack one speed late in that game, as opposed to early, Amanda, going up guessing. Would it be velocity? Would it be off speed?
And not getting caught in between speeds, which for any offense in the country is going to be an issue to not lead to a lot of good results. High batting average, high on base percentage, and they just looked uncommitted is the word that she used in her mid-game interview. But later on, as the game went on in that 7th inning, backs against the wall, they recommitted and won the game.
And it was Maya Bland coming to the plate in the 7th with the plan to sit changeup against Jocelyn Brieske and put Oklahoma ahead 2-1. They ultimately plated 5 runs in the inning, and they won game 1 5-1. A 2-out walk drawn by Ella Parker.
Jocelyn Brieske has really good stuff. Can have a rise ball that jumps. She got that strikeout on of Pickering, who has just been so hot. You see her swing and miss. As a pitcher, you're feeling good about that. But it's not just that she can throw that pitch up. She spreads the zone vertically with her drop ball and can change speed. She has the stuff.
Backhanded at third by Elstead on the first in time, and Brieske pitches around a 2-out walk, scoreless top half. Bama picks up the bats when we return from T-Town.
Them, her freshman and sophomore year. Really good stuff from the left-hand side to follow up a great complete game performance from Landry last night.
Well, Alabama enjoying one of the best offensive seasons in program history. Speed has been the name of the game for the Crimson Tide. Audrey Vandegrift leads the nation in stolen bases for an Alabama team that leads the SEC with 97 stolen bags this year.
And look at where Nelly McEnroe Marinas, the third baseman, is playing for OU in Vandegrift's face, respecting the fact that she can lay down a bunt. Has some pop, though, too, and that's why it's so tricky as a corner, especially as a third baseman, to figure out where you want to play her with all the speed that she has.
All-state in the 100 and 200 meters in high school. Take strike 1.
this lefty-on-lefty matchup here in this game, and I think Coach Murphy anticipating a lefty starting for OU, whether it was going to be Kirsten Deal or maybe Audrey Lowry. So 3 different hitters who did not start in the game last night are getting the start today for Alabama.
We will see Alexis Papillo in the DP spot. Riley Valentine, of course, behind the plate for Alabama. And then in the 9 spot, Kristen White, who has had an excellent last 10 games, though she has not regularly been in the starting lineup over the last 2 weeks. Another payoff here to Vandegrift.
Remember, it was yesterday's game, too, that Alabama had the bases loaded in the first inning and came away with no runs. That was a huge opportunity. In fact, it was bases loaded, less than 2 outs. Could not capitalize on that opportunity. So important when you have those chances against a team like Oklahoma that you strike.
Vandegrift strikes this into right field and caught by Pickering. 1 down.
And Kirsten Deal will move the ball around. When she gets 2 strikes, she wants to work the outside corner against both lefties and righties, can change speeds, going both up and down in the zone very well. The curveball is a pitch that she's going to rely on the most, throwing it at 42% of the time, like a typical lefty. Goes with her rise ball up in the zone at 29% and will work that changeup about 12% of the time. Next in a drop as well.
Takes on Callie Hevelin here for Alabama. Had 2 hits in game 1. In fact, she had 2 of Alabama's 3 hits combined yesterday against Oklahoma game 1 starter Sam Landry. Handcuffed and popped up to the left side. Nellie McEnroe-Marinas completes the 2nd out of the inning. And Amanda, you mentioned bases loaded, less than 2 outs yesterday in the first inning for Patrick Murphy's Alabama Crimson Tide. They were 0 for 5 with runners on in game 1. That was a major point of emphasis for their head coach coming into game 2.
That offense that is just greatly improved from last season in terms of batting average, home runs, stolen bases, every category they've improved upon. And scoring 1 run against Oklahoma, it puts a lot of pressure on your pitchers and defense to keep that lead. So, of course, you always want to go into a game hoping that you score 1 run, and more than 1 run would be great, especially when you're playing Oklahoma. But that has to be the goal for this offense that is so improved, to put some runs on the board.
Elstad lays off the 0-2. And now 2-2 to the starting 3rd baseman for Alabama. Enjoying a terrific season after transferring in from the University of Louisiana. And works it full after trailing in the count 0-2. Was the Sun Belt Newcomer of the Year in 2024, leading the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns with 54 runs batted in. Payoff with 2 outs.
Coach Murphy and the coaching staff noticed right away just that calm mentality that Brooke Elistad has in the box. It's what led to so many clutch moments in her career before she got here, and they plugged her in the top of the order in that 3-hole. Just that consistent, calm, even-keeled mentality that she brings to this lineup.
And that rings her up on the inside corner. Deal painting. And a 1-2-3 inning for the OCAA tournament. This is the first time they have played each other in Tuscaloosa in the regular season, and of course, Amanda, the first time as SEC opponents.
And that 2012 national championship, the first championship for an SEC team that Alabama brought to the conference, the first softball national championship. Champ Series went 3 games against OU. Alabama actually lost game 1 and won game 2, and then a 1-run game in game 3 where they won 5-4 and sealed the deal.
And then the very next year, Oklahoma won it all.
A little bit of motivation
No
from
doubt.
the year before, maybe, among other things that year.
Sid Sanders with a mile-high pop-up foul territory. Maybe lost in the sun for a moment, but Brooke Elstad with nice composure making the play, one down.
Yeah, and with these large crowds at the stadiums in the SEC are getting, sometimes these fly balls in the air for so long can cause some havoc because it's just hard to hear each other even when you're right next to each other. Saw a ball drop even in a collision, and actually I don't think it caught, but there was a collision in the Texas game, just a foul ball down the first base line in between Reese Atwood and Jolene Mitchell. And Reese Atwood told her, I can't hear you. Jolene Mitchell was calling it. They ran into each other, right there by each other, but just, I can't hear you. So even a fly ball like that in these SEC stadiums where there's thousands of fans are tough to get.
Abigail Dayton, right side, diving play, Haviland. The flip to first is in time. Whoa! 2 down in the second.
These are the plays that you have to make when you're playing Oklahoma. They make you be perfect. They make you make the routine plays. And honestly, you have to make the great plays. And this is a great play by Callie Haviland. That transfer had to be perfect. She's on the ground. There's nothing more for her to do. But that transfer had to be perfect. It was. And she got the important second out.
Well, Patrick Murphy told us coming into the series, our fielding has to be better. In game 1, it was, Amanda, and already early in game 2, we're seeing the exact same thing from the Tide defense.
Well, and it's something that Alabama can really build off of. Only allowed 2 walks. They didn't have any errors. When you play Oklahoma, you know at this point, that's how you have to play in order to give yourself the best chance to beat them.
1-1 to Agbayani, high chopper in from short. Hawkins, and a 1-2-3 inning for Jocelyn Brisky, looking cool through 2 in Tusk.
To the World Series and have that speed factor that you mentioned earlier today, with a big reason being the addition of the freshman, Andre Vandegrift, the leadoff hitter.
Alexis Papillo makes her first start of the series. Did come in the 7th yesterday to pinch hit. Patrick Murphy told us not only are we playing the percentages, but we want to see Papillo get her back going a little bit. That's why they brought her here, transferring over. And they feel like if they can get her back going a little bit here late in the season, it'll be a big jolt in the middle of the lineup for Alabama.
This is a player who really raked at the beginning, coming over as a transfer to Alabama and hit well in the fall and hit well at the beginning of the season. But talked to Kayla Bro before the game, and she said her timing's off. Just not seeing the ball very well, and actually almost hits close to 3. There's Kayla coaching first base. We're on it. 3-time All-American here, first base coach, in her 2nd year coaching with the Crimson Tide, her alma mater. But Papillo, even as a lefty, hits well off of lefties, has almost a 300 batting average, hits a little bit higher off of right-handed pitchers, but still sees the ball well off of left-handed pitchers.
3-2 from Kirsten Deal. And her 2nd strikeout, 1 down in the 2nd inning.
Now her upspin is looking good. Both of her strikeouts have had this bit of upspin where she's gotten a chase out of the zone there with Papillo, but a good low rise ball that is just tough to lay off of with 2 strikes as you think it's coming in there for a strike itself.
Abby Dutcher comes up swinging, knocks it foul.
Something that Sam Landry threw a lot yesterday was her rise ball as well, throwing her drop ball more this year, transferring over from Louisiana. So scouting report must be for these pitchers to use that upspin and see if they can get Alabama to chase.
They have not chased often in this game so far, Amanda. Already 3 ball counts for Kirsten Deal through an inning and a 3rd.
what you want to see, seeing a lot of pitches, making her work in front of this big home crowd, putting some extra pressure on her, getting some extra looks.
Outside ball 2 to Dukeshire. Sophomore from Kindred, North Dakota. And an incredible athlete. In fact, she was the North Dakota Gatorade Basketball Player of the Year after starting every game on her varsity team since 7th grade.
Man.
And now casually just playing softball at Alabama. Oh! Got hit on the 3-1 and takes first base. And the first hitter is aboard tonight for Alabama.
I hear about too many softball players coming from North Dakota from that state. Abby Dukeshire making her way to one of the most popular softball programs in the country here at Alabama, taking that curveball up and in. And that elbow guard too.
Kinley Pate is going to come into pinch run for Dukeshire. And Riley Valentine will come to the plate, making her first start of the series in place of Marley Giles. This year she is 5 for 8 against left-handed pitching. And sends this into center, down for a base hit. Pate goes first to third. And Bama starting a rally in the second inning.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Riley Valentine getting the start back behind the plate. Yesterday was Marley Giles, their captain, and knowing that she likes left-handed pitching, has seen the ball well off of left-handed pitching in the season, swings at the first pitch that she sees, crushes it to center field, and now here is an opportunity with Alabama with runners on early in this game to try to strike first.
Well, that was a major point of emphasis for Patrick Murphy coming into the series. Taking control early. They did it yesterday, albeit by 1 run. A chance to do it again here in game 2. And that hit Johnson, but she swung through the zone, and it's a strike.
Yeah, looked like a little hit and run. The runner at first base was in motion, and it looked like Lauren Johnson was just going to put a swing on it no matter where it was at. And man, that's going to hurt. I mean, she is being so tough right now. That hurts so bad. I think actually Coach Rocha, the pitching coach for Oklahoma, is going to call timeout.
That sounded like it went off her bat. That's how hard it hit the top of her hand. We said it earlier in the game, Amanda. Tide were 0 for 5 with runners on yesterday. Crowd on its feet here at the Rhodes House, understanding the opportunity in front of their team. Had the bases loaded, less than 2 outs in the first inning in game 1, unable to capitalize. Runners at the corners here in the bottom of the second, less than 2 outs. And a chance to strike first.
The crowd is always louder when Emily Pitek Clifford is in the house on the third base dugout leading the way. I mean, she really gets this crowd involved even more.
The 1-1 to Johnson. "32 pitches from Deal, just 16 strikes." Johnson tried to drop down a bunt. Foul.
Trying to lay down a squeeze there with speed at third base. And now puts Johnson in a 2-strike situation to see if she can try to lay off of this rise ball that Deal has been trying to go to.
And she does. Full count.
It's a great take. And now you know that Deal has to come down in the zone to you.
Fifth full count of the game for Deal. Handcuffed right side. Run comes in, and Bama takes the lead. And I believe Patrick Murphy is going to challenge at second base. No, he waved it off. He was asking potentially to challenge the call at second base of Valentine being out on the force.
And that was not an easy bat for Lauren Johnson. She fouled one off, got hit on her hand, and then just found a way to get inside that inside pitch to hit a ground ball to the right side to score the first run of this game. Well played by Oklahoma to be able to keep a runner out of scoring position with that force out that was really close. Potentially could have had a challenge there, but Coach Murphy decides not to. But I just want to go back to that Lauren Johnson at bat. Looked like she was put in a couple of different positions in her AB to get her down with 2 strikes. She fouled one off of her hand. You know she was in pain, but still made the most of her AB to get an RBI.
Patrick Murphy was 0 for 2 in challenges yesterday. One very controversial coming in the 7th. Ultimately allowed Oklahoma to have a runner on, and Maya Bland coming to the plate. She hit a home run, giving Oklahoma the lead. Here is the 1-1 count to Saylin Hawkins.
And you're feeling good, too, if you're Alabama, that the first time in the game you got runners on, you pushed a run across. Now the goal is just going to have to be to continue to put runs on the board. Oklahoma not going to go away easily ever.
In the left field, seeing eye single off the bat of Saylin Hawkins. Keeps the inning alive for Alabama.
Kirsten Deal just continues to try to use this rise ball up and in on the hands of these right-handed hitters, and Saylin Hawkins gets fisted but gets enough of it and swinging hard just to float it out to left field for another hit in this inning.
And now in the 9 spot, a very dangerous hitter for Alabama, Kristen White, who is batting .357 over her last 10 games. And in the words of Patrick Murphy, that, Amanda, is why she's getting the start in game 2.
As a player with a ton of experience, Alabama is so deep in the outfield, just top to bottom, a lot of athletes. Coach Murphy said this is the deepest team that we've had in terms of athleticism. Kristen White is a big part of that.
Well, she started to begin the year, and Patrick Murphy said, you know, she was just the unlucky one over a stretch, the odd man out, so to speak, with all the other outfielders playing so well. It's not that she was playing poorly. Now giving her a chance here in game 2. And a big moment it is with 2 outs and 2 on. A chance to open up this lead against the second-ranked Oklahoma Sooners.
See if she goes to that rise ball again, the pitch that she is just wanting these Alabama hitters to chase up and out of the zone.
Two and two. Over 40 pitches through the first 2 innings for Kirsten Deal. Alabama has made her work. White sprays the 2-2 into right field. They will wave the runner. And Bama takes a 2-0 lead.
so big to capitalize on this opportunity with runners on base. Now 3 hits for Alabama with runners on base, and we're just in the second inning. Kristen White, the 9-hole, getting the start today. Coach Murphy understanding that she can do this job. She has the experience, she has good success against left-handed pitching, and she scores the second the run of this game.
Vandegrift, high pop-up will get out of play. Lively crowd at the Rhodes House. That was caught down the left field line. They roared as loudly for that as they did the run coming across.
It's the best part too about scoring early when you're at home, is that you get the crowd involved in the game.
Runners at the corners, 2 down. Bama has already scored 2 in this inning. Second time through the order here for Alabama, and the 30th pitch of the inning here from Deal. Strike 2.
A couple of pitches in Vandegrift's at bats off of Deal where she just doesn't look like she's seen the ball particularly well out of her hand. You know, there was something that she changed in her swing just before her senior year in high school. She told me that she doesn't step anymore. She says, I coil and transfer all my weight. So took out her stride her senior year and had a crazy high school year, hit all of these home runs, added to her power in the box. Notice that with her stride foot when she swings.
1-2, roll to the right side, charging it out by Yanni and makes the scoop to first. Bama strands 2, but they plate 2 on 3 hits, and the Tide take the lead into the third in Tuscaloosa.